Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am playing along with Stretch the Sketch. Now this is a monthly series that we do on the third Sunday of each month, where we take a 12 by 12 layout sketch and we stretch it, shrink it, twist it, all kinds of fun things. This layout sketch is a 12 by 12 from Creative Memories. I have 3 photos that I'm going to scrapbook, and not exactly sure how I'm going to turn my 3 photos into 4, but we'll figure it out. It's actually going to be a coordinating page for this layout that I made earlier in the month. I'm going to make a 6 by 12 page to go with it. So let's see what I can do. The first thing I did was take 2 scraps that I have from my kit. The one is this purple kind of circly dotty paper, and that was on that 12 by 12 sheet. And then I have this teal, minty teal paper, and that was not on the 12 by 12 sheet. I didn't have another one of those dotty backgrounds like I used on the other layout, so I'm just coordinating a color. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to go ahead and set up my photos. I do know that I want to bring in this beautiful acetate piece because I have used other acetate pieces on that 12 by 12 page. So I just want to make sure that I have some coordinating things since this is supposed to be a coordinating page. I do trim down my photos. I'm not really worrying too much about size or anything like that. I'm just trying to basically fill this side of the page since the original sketch, the photos were filled on that right-hand side of the page. And I do not end up going with more photos. Ultimately, I stick with my 3 photos. I toyed with the idea of kind of like cutting one of them apart so that I could have 4 photos, but it just wasn't working for me. So the middle photo I am going to put on this silver 6 by 6 paper. This is December Skies from Tonic Studios. It is a specialty card stock paper stack, and I chose the silver one because my other photo is also matted on silver on that 12 by 12 page that I keep referencing. So now I've just got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. And I am off searching for some white cardstock, and I'm not using any really particularly great cardstock to do this with. It's definitely not my Gina K. It's definitely not my Brutus Monroe. This is actually the Neenah bright white cardstock that you can get at Target. So it is like, it's a good cardstock, but it's not like the best cardstock. It's not the one that I'm stamping on or coloring or anything like that. Now I did get the Fallen Hearts stencil stamp out because this is the same stencil that I used on the original page, and my idea was to go ahead and stencil some of these hearts, and then I was going to cut them to kind of represent the strips on the left along with some other things. However, I finished the page and then I realized I forgot all about the hearts. And at this point, guys, it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I will use the hearts on something else, or I won't. Like, that's just the way it is. I'm not really concerned. I am using a card key from a hotel room because I have not purchased a good palette knife for that yet. I've had some great suggestions on some other videos. I was hoping to actually feel some palette knives in my hand before I made a commitment to buying one, but you know, all the stores are closed, so I might just have to go for one sight unseen. But I just want a good, like, hefty, heavy-duty palette knife, not like my cheap ones that kind of bend and flex and do all those kind of things. Now, what I'm doing with the scrap of cardstock is just putting my washi tape across it, and I'm doing that because I want the solidness of the washi tape. If I put the washi directly over top of my paper, you would be able to see the paper through most of it because it is translucent. Not so much the silver, that one's a pretty solid one. but you would be able to see through the floral and also through the striped. And I don't want you to be able to see through them. I want these to be elements all on their own. So I'm just flipping the edges around to the back, and then I'm going to trim these off. Now, I toyed with the idea of actually using my paper trimmer for this, but then I thought, well, what if I didn't actually put the tape on completely straight? There's going to be an issue. So I start cutting, and I find that I can cut in a pretty straight line, especially because, you know, you have this great, the washi tape is a guide for you. And I just go ahead and cut on all of the right sides because I am right-handed, so it's easier for me to see when I cut that way. So I go ahead and do that, and then I flip them all over and cut on the right side again. And I found that I had the most success when I was cutting these lines if I was using long scissor strokes. So not like you would see like little kids when they're like cutting and pasting when they're first learning. It was like cut, 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 cut. It's kind of like cut, cut. I wish you could see like what my fingers are doing right now because I'm like demonstrating it for you guys. Like you could see what I'm doing. Anyway, so I'm just going to put those scraps into the bin and go ahead and start getting these photos down onto the paper. So I am going to pop up the photo with the silver cardstock, which is opposite of what I did on the other layout. On the other layout, the photo that did not have a photo mat was the one that was popped up. And then I'm like, okay, let me get these bad boys on here. So I kept these long, and I just kind of spaced them out a little bit and kind of put them on. Now I know that it is very like geometric and kind of structured in the sketch, but I was kind of doing my own thing a little bit here, and that's okay. That is the beauty about a sketch, you guys. You can do whatever the heck you want to do with it. So this 12 by 12 sketch, I'm shrinking down to a 6 by 12. I could have also stretched it out to a 2-page spread. Heck, I could have stretched it out to a 3-page spread where one of the pages flips open. Like you can do, oh yeah, I might do that next stretcher sketch. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Okay, any other stretcher sketch people who are watching, I challenge you to do it as well. Hopefully I remember that I said I was going to do it and I don't like flub this up. Anyway, I have just layered on all of my washi pieces that are backed with cardstock. And then, because this is kind of my thing, I layer up some of the washi on top of each other. I don't know what it is, but I really like layering washi. You guys might have noticed I've had multiple videos over the past month or so where I have layered washi, and it's just something I really like the look of. And I don't know what it is about it, but I just really, really like the look of it. So I just keep doing it. And if you enjoy it, then do it. And I think that's one of the things, like, you know, people say, oh, I'm in a rut, I keep doing the same technique. Well, are you really in a rut, or are you enjoying it? Because if you're enjoying it, then keep doing it. If you're really in a rut and you're doing it because you don't know what else to do and you feel like, this is my safe thing, then like try something new, branch out, watch a video, and make yourself do something that someone on the video is doing. But really, I think there's a big difference between being in a rut and just doing something because you like it. So there is that. Now this little thin glittery washi tape is not all that sticky. Like it sticks to itself on the roll, so it's not like peeling off the roll or anything, but there is a struggle with the washi tape actually sticking down to the paper. Later on off camera, I think even a little bit on camera, but mostly off camera, I use some of my liquid adhesive to keep the glitter washi down. Now it is time to get my photos down on the page. And my photos are not going to line up. Like the edges are not going to line up. One's going to be in a little bit further, one's going to be out a little bit further, and that is just so the photos don't look so linear. Like this entire page is very linear and very straight, and I kind of wanted it to not be. Now here again, this is ice and snow over top of a frozen Great Lake, but I am putting flowers on it because I want to. No other reason than I want to do it. So I'm just trying to figure out which flowers shall go where. And these are cardstock, like they're thicker. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're thicker cardstock flower die cuts that I picked up at Hobby Lobby a while ago now. Haven't been shopping in store in a while. And I am trimming down the one flower here because I didn't want that extra purple, which seems weird because I've got the purple on the page, and I did leave just a little thin line of purple around the pink flower, but I think it works. Now, the beautiful acetate piece I run through my Xyron X, and originally I thought I was going to make it follow the line of the lake and the sky where the horizon is, but I didn't do that. I am going to go ahead and trim off the flower pieces that are poking out. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'm going to like this flower over here a little bit better. And I'm like, no, don't want that. And there I go, slinging my scrapbooking supplies around again. So I thought I was going to follow the horizon, but I don't. I end up putting it above the horizon just because, I don't know. At the time, I thought it looked better that way, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should pull it down and have it follow the horizon. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of struggling. Okay, and this was just me trying to figure out what side of the scrapbooking layout it was going to go on, and then that's when I realized I never used the hearts, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. Add a little bit of glue, and then ultimately I decide that the page needs to go on the left side. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure that you check out all the links down below so you can see everyone else's take on this sketch this month. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.